So let's continue on with the series of Halloween Ends defenders that, I've labeled useful idiots because these people have no fucking idea what they're talking about, but still try to act like, they're the smartest person in the room and they're going to teach all lifelong Halloween fans the true meaning of Halloween Ends because it had such superior writing over Halloween Kills. We don't even have to get, 3 or 4 minutes into this absolute diarrhea of film before the stupidity just jumps off the fucking screen at you. Before this couple goes out, which I find absolutely fucking absurd that the town of Haddonfield is celebrating Halloween 1 year after Michael killed 43 people. He is not caught. These assholes are going out to get drunk and letting their children out on their own to go trick-or-treating with a mass murderer who comes back on this night every time he can to kill. How absurd, how fucking stupid do you have to be? No parent on earth, unless you're one of these parents that thinks bringing your kid to drag queen story hour is a good idea. Maybe you would do this because you're a complete piece of shit, but nobody else would. But right after that, you get the mother telling Corey that her son is so afraid because of what Michael did the year before, which I could definitely see happening with children in this town, that he's actually pissing himself while he's sleeping. Then, within minutes, this same fucking child is leaving knives, opening the doors, and yelling for Michael Myers to return. How brain dead is the asshole who wrote this? So the kid who goes to bed and pisses his pants every night because he's so afraid of Michael is now running around the house yelling for Michael Myers to come to that house and leaving him butcher knives on the stairs. Holy shit. And this is what? 3 minutes in? 4 minutes in? And then we get to our new Michael Myers. The absolute fucking moron that we're gonna follow for the next hour or so. We get a guy who is outwitted by a 9-year-old, who then starts freaking out because he's locked in the fucking attic and he seems to be afraid of the dark. He's highly emotional, and because there's a small child out there teasing him, he completely loses his fucking mind. What the hell does this have that is similar to what we've seen Michael Myers do as a child all the way through 44 years? Nothing. This is fucking beyond laughable. This absolute pussy is in tears, screaming, yelling, "Oh my God, you locked me into an attic. I'm fucking scared shitless." A grown man being taunted by a 9-year-old child. And this is the guy you want to take up the mantle of Michael Myers? You absolute dipshits. And then after Corey, completely loses his shit and kicks a door open, knocking a child over a balcony. I mean, oh God, what was the balcony made out of? Paper? I mean, that door would have to shoot off like cannon fire. But, there was nothing in this movie that was going to be surprising or shocking or anything else. So, gotta kill a child because that'll shock people. Has nothing to do with Halloween or Michael Myers, just has to do with this absolute spineless idiot who got frightened by a 9-year-old child locking him in the attic. And then, for the next 45 minutes, we get to watch this fucking soy boy jackass burst into tears, whine, moan, poor me, oh, my life is so hard, wah, wah, wah. Typical Hollywood bullshit. turning a grown man into a whining teenage girl. Again, what the fuck does this have to do with Michael Myers? You want a overly emotional pussy, just a guy getting smacked around by 5'2", 100-pound band members who burst into tears every 7 or 8 minutes. This is the guy that you want to take over for someone who his own psychiatrist said has no conscience, has no feeling, has no regard for human life, doesn't even know if he understands that killing is wrong. I'm sorry, but I must have missed all the parts where Michael was, sitting in a corner crying at Smith's Grove because the world didn't understand him, or someone was mean to him during lunch. The Shape was off in the corner crying to himself, and Loomis had to go over and, pat him on the back and say, "It's okay, Michael. We all have bad days." No, that never happened. You know why? Because Michael Myers never did any of that shit. So you absolute morons who think having Corey take over was a great fucking idea. Do you know anything about the character of Michael Myers? Do you know fucking anything about why this character is so popular with fans? It's because you can't understand him. Nobody can understand him. We do not know what happened to make a normal child turn into this. We don't know how to stop him from going on and acting like this. We don't even know when he's going to act like this, because obviously he spent a long time in Smith's Grove, and you see in 2018, 40 years where he was in the asylum, and we didn't hear about him killing people there. So obviously there's times where he doesn't feel like killing people for some odd reason. Again, they say in 2018, over 50 psychiatrists have seen Michael, and all of them came back with different reports because you can't understand the guy. So throwing in one of these fucking new Hollywood fucking scriptwriters where all men have to act like girls and all the girls are going to act like men, this is what you want replacing The Shape. Are you fucking serious? For the love of God, go watch the movie Bros, where you just got, two gay guys running around in a rom-com. You'll love it. If that's what you want to see, you'll love it. The rest of us want to watch Michael Myers unemotionally killing people for no reason. Just doing weird shit that nobody can understand. Like when he went into Big John and Little John's house, killed both of them, then displayed them under a picture that was on a shelf, and then Michael plays a record. Can I have this dance for the rest of my life? That's Michael doing that. That's the brilliance of Michael Myers that you all fucking missed because you absolute lemmings went on Corey Leach's site or listened to your second in command to Jesus, Dave McRae, who you think, half of you probably think Dave McRae wrote the original Halloween. If he said he did, most of you would believe it, you fucking ball washers. You went on those sites, and because they had problems with this, you immediately just agree with them and just jump on it. Oh my God, they yelled "Evil dies tonight" a lot. Jesus, that makes this movie terrible. No, it doesn't, because dialogue in almost all of these movies isn't good. And the whole point of that crowd, if you watched interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis, she missed the mark on that too, because that crowd was supposed to be her and David Gordon Green showing what happened on a certain date when they called, insurrectionists. And, as we all know now, that's all bullshit. But what it looked like more to me was Black Lives Matter crowds, going absolutely apeshit for no reason, turning a absolute scumbag, George Floyd, a guy who held a butcher knife to a pregnant woman's stomach while he robbed her house, getting rubbed out. That's not murder, that's karma. See, this is the shit Hollywood has to bring into these movies, and that's what fucked up Halloween Kills. Those scenes. But all the scenes where Michael Myers is in the movie, because Michael Myers is Halloween, not fucking Jamie Lee Curtis, those scenes are brilliant. Michael is absolutely perfect in this movie. But you can't get that through your head, can you? Because you, for some reason, wanted to go see a Halloween movie with no Michael Myers, no stalking, no killing. Well, you got that. You got a pie-baking grandma who likes to knit. You got a cop who, for 2 movies, was saying he's going to kill Michael. Michael needs to die. Now, all of a sudden, he's home learning Japanese, strumming the guitar, and fucking growing a garden. What hippie did they get to write this bullshit? Are you fucking kidding me? This is such nonsense, okay? And this is only part 2 of useful idiots defending ends. The list of absolute bullshit that you people have been putting on Facebook and YouTube and everything else to try and defend this fucking abortion, the content just never ends. It's just, you know, I'm banned from Facebook because some horror fans are easily offended, I guess, these days. You know, if you say something they don't like, they just cry. Much like Corey. But it must be why they like Corey. Yeah, you see, this guy who actually knows about Halloween, has been there through the whole fucking franchise, has seen every single movie when they released in the theater since 1978. Every fucking one of them. Yeah, he knows a lot about Halloween, so he's making a complete fool out of me on Facebook. So I'm going to go cry and tell him I need him removed because I was crying. He made such a fool out of me. He insulted me and hurt my feelings. What's next? Am I going to have to use your fucking pronouns while I'm making an asshole out of you for making such stupid points? If you don't know what you're talking about and you like this garbage movie, good for you. But just shut up about it. There is no way to defend this shit to an actual Halloween fan, okay? It's not possible. I can watch older bad Halloween movies. I can see what's bad in them. I'm not going to sit there and defend all 13 Halloween movies, you know, like it's Gone with the Wind, 12 Angry Men, The Godfather, you know, Silence of the Lambs, every one of them. No. I'll point out everything that's wrong with those films, because to me, there's only 4 good ones. The problem is, you are trying to conflate one of the absolute worst, and it is the most disrespectful of all Halloween films. Resurrection or Halloween 5 might be the worst with the acting and everything else, but this is the most disrespectful movie to the fans, to Michael Myers, to James Jude Courtney, and it was done on purpose. There was no need to do this. This movie, you had already gotten all the fans back. You made a boatload of money. This movie was not hard to do. All right? You could go either way. You could either have Michael survive, Laurie die, or you have Michael die, Laurie survive, or you have both of them die. Whatever way you wanted to write it. Personally, I think Michael should survive because Michael in this movie is the one that survives all this stuff. Michael is the one who is the most inhuman. He can survive all this shit. I'm sorry. A 70-year-old, 100-pound woman cannot survive even that short beating Michael put on her. She will not overpower Michael. She will not be throwing headbutts, knocking Michael across the room. It doesn't fucking happen. That was utter bullshit. There are 4 writers in this. And I think 4 people, or at least 3 of them, had different stories, and then they tried to cram all of this shit into one movie. Now, the whole overall movie, for all you people that keep saying, Halloween fans just like the same movie over and over and over again, and they don't like this because it's different. There is nothing different about this film. If you want to see the original of this film, go watch Christine, okay? The movie is a complete and total lazy ripoff of an old horror movie, you absolute morons, okay? So there's nothing original, there's nothing different about this movie. It's incredibly lazy. I think they knew, you know, this is our last movie. We're moving on to The Exorcist. So let's not put as much effort into it. Who gives a shit? We got all our money. Sound familiar from Hollywood? Jamie Lee came back and cashed in once again, and everyone makes her out to be this big fucking hero. Jamie Lee Curtis is an absolute fraud, okay? Jamie Lee Curtis worked for Harvey Weinstein for decades and never said a word, okay? So don't get confused. Jamie Lee Curtis is a hypocrite, a fraud who doesn't give a shit about the Hollywood franchise or any of you fans. Look at the way she treated Danielle Harris, Scout Taylor Compton, who were so excited to meet her, considered her one of their idols. I didn't even see the movies you were in, Just get the fuck away from me. Maybe shine my shoes or wipe my ass. I'm Hollywood elite. Yeah, I know. You're a drug-addicted, mindless moron who goes along with anything else everybody else in Hollywood says, and just, oh God, is it ever so shocking to know that Jamie Lee Curtis's kids are LGBT. Yeah, you got to get all those social justice points, right, Jamie Lee? This absolute jackass called her Oscar non-binary. An inanimate object is non-binary, and this is the shit you want to go along with. Keep all this garbage out of these fucking movies. I thought, because my favorite franchise is Halloween, I literally, a month before ends, got into an argument with somebody who liked Marvel, and I was dumb enough to say, at least I know my guy's protected. Michael Myers will never, ever be pulled into this social justice bullshit. But boy, was I wrong. There's some of it in kills with the hospital scene. Worst scene in the movie. And in ends, it's fucking everywhere. Do you notice the only people who yell at Jamie Lee Curtis aren't the same skin color? You notice that? Yeah, I did too. That's on purpose, okay? I'm not a racist. I don't give a shit about that, but that's done on purpose, okay? I'm tired of this shit. I thought a fucking slasher movie about a mute psychopath killing machine would be able to get away from this, but you can't. You know why? Because of all you useful idiots that are still defending this garbage. Stop. All right? There is nothing to defend here. Corey is a fucking horrible character, okay? And the fact that Allison would go along with the guy who tells her, I murdered somebody last night. You remember what happened to Allison in the previous two films? Both parents killed, all her friends killed. Don't you think she would probably be a little apprehensive about hanging around a guy who just said, I killed someone last night? But nope. The stupidity just keeps... The train just keeps going down the stupid path in this fucking movie, and you're all there chomping on your popcorn, cheering it on like the mindless sheep that you are. Holy shit. The characters in this movie are so fucking poorly written and ass backwards to what they should be. It's almost like they didn't even watch the first two films, because nobody does what normal human beings would do. So this is just part 2. There's probably going to be, I don't know, because I'm going to keep these shorter. There could be 8, 10 of these from all the absolute garbage you morons keep bringing up. It just doesn't end with you. I don't get it, but it's sort of like listening to Alyssa Milano say, I brought my Tesla back because I didn't want to own a car that a Nazi runs that corporation. You know what she went and bought? A Volkswagen. A corporation that was actually run by Nazis. This is the Hollywood mindset, okay? These people are fucking brain dead, okay? They would literally slaughter one of their own children to get a higher paycheck, okay? That's all they give a shit about. They have no morals, all right? They are complete and utter degenerates. That's why they do this shit and they don't care. And the fact that you're defending it doesn't help. If you want to do all this social justice bullshit, go do it someplace else, please. Because the mind aids you're giving the rest of us, it just can't be tolerated for much longer.